Welcome to another episode of the Gridiron, the Capitol Hill Podcast. I am your host, William.
I am your co-host, Bryson. What's that?
And the reason why I sound like this is because I'm fed the fuck up. Last week, in terms of news, was a lot.
Yeah.
Been doing some thinking recently. There are some things that it's just kind of like, all right, it's time to put a nail in the coffin in this shit. First of all, we gotta stop letting conservatives come in spaces to feel safe. Like, they should be ostracized. If you want to promote your bullshit, yeah, promote your bullshit. Whatever, cool, right? But do that shit over there. You don't come in my space and promote your bullshit. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of conservatives running away from their conservatism and their horrible ass beliefs by using liberal people. I'm sick of that shit. It's like, even like, I seen during the election season, even after a little bit, and women that voted for Kamala was like, "Hey, stop dating these fucking dudes that say, oh, I don't vote, I don't care about politics," or say that that they moderate, because dudes do use that moderate title, not in the sense of they're actually moderate, but they're trying to hide the fact that they're conservative.
The conservative, yeah.
Yeah. So
The right leading.
And it's simple fact, okay, if you believe the bullshit that you believe, stand on that shit. If you believe what you actually believe, if you tout that shit, go ahead, speak on it.
Yeah.
Don't fucking waste my time in my space. I'm thinking you're one way, and the next minute I'm hearing something totally different. I expect the people around me to, yes, let's backtrack. Yes, I do think the people around me need to think similar to me. There's need to be some correlation between how I think and how my friends think. There could be some differences. There can be, I feel like they're wrong in one thing, they're right on it, or they're right on another. Whatever, right? But it's a simple fact. I expect there to be some correlation between how I think and how they think. If there's not, if there's a huge gap of what I believe and what you believe in and how you operate as a person, that's a fucking problem. That's a huge problem for me. And now, as I gotten older, it's becoming even a bigger problem. And not because I want to be in the echo chamber. I can take a difference of opinion. But it's when it's certain shit. Let's say, for example, what's going on with the guy they sent back to Venezuela. Bro, everybody should get on board with one accord. The man should be brought back. He was here legally. He was here on a protective fucking order. They sent him back to a country to where he's in danger, right? And I know a lot of white folks don't know how gangs operate. Let me tell you how gangs operate. Okay, first of all, they sent him to SuperJail. Remember the show on Adult Swim? They sent him to SuperJail.
Oh, yeah, basically SuperJail. Yeah.
Yeah, they sent him to SuperJail, right? Okay, you don't think whatever gang that is trying to get a hold of him haven't heard that he's in that jail? I think he's dead. That's why they're not trying to bring him back. Excuse me, not Venezuela, fucking El Salvador. So they sent the dude in El Salvador, basically disappeared the fucking guy. We haven't seen the guy since. We had a whole Democrat representative go down there to go find this guy. They won't show him. They won't show proof of life. That should be very fucking telling. That means either he has disappeared completely off the fucking planet, or it's plain and simple, they're hiding him because they know they are committing human rights violations in SuperJail. Okay, shit like that. People should be on one accord with that. Bring it back. And I'm just really tired of white folks and conservatives. And I know sometimes there's some overlapping, right? when it comes to that. I'm just tired of them finding solace in our spaces. We don't believe the same shit. We don't think this. Meanwhile, you are. That's a problem, me. So I just want to lead off the show with that because that was kind of on my mind a little bit, and I'm sitting here thinking because the reason why I kind of brought it up, I seen a clip, I guess from a TV show or movie, and the ladies like at the table are asking. And I gotta find the clip because I'm probably gonna use this as like a promotional material type thing and put in the clip a little bit so people get context. And they're asking her like, "Did you vote for Trump?" And she kind of trying to find a way out of it, like trying to try to get out of saying like, "Yeah, I voted for Trump." Like even when they ask like, "Are you conservative?" "Oh, I'm an independent, but my husband is." You're a conservative.
Definitely a conservative.
Like you're like, for instance, real life example, Haley Steinfeld. Y'all don't think that lady's a Trump supporter? And I love Haley. I think she's a decent singer. I think she's a very good actress. But let's keep it 100. The bitch is probably a Trump supporter. Don't care how much I like Spider-Gwen as a character. She's a Trump supporter. Josh
A
Allen's
lot of
one.
some of our favorite football players are Trump supporters.
Like, what? First of all, that's fucking crazy. I'll be making sure, hey, I'll be scrolling through shit. Let's see what you believe in. They better lucky. I don't know. They better lucky they locked. It's on Twitter. They better lucky they locked the fucking likes. That shit is hidden now. Because
Yeah.
I would have a habit of going through celebrities and shit likes and shit. Like, let's see what you like here. Because I see some bullshit. Oh, nigga, I'm gonna have to stop supporting you. Like today with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns came out today. If y'all don't know, Roman Reigns is a wrestler, part of the NYE family. So he raised with fucking Dwayne Johnson. Came out today as a Trump supporter. He voted for Trump. I'm just like, first of all, you're an active wrestler promoting this. Okay, weird. At the same time, it's kind of like, what? Why? You're Samoan, and I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. You have a
Samoans
black
are
wife.
Samoans are
You,
pretty.
yeah, that's what I found out this election season too. There's
Yeah.
a decent amount of conservative fucking Samoans. And he said, but with the thing with Roman, or actually, fuck this, we're gonna use his real name, fucking Joe. The thing about Joe, he said he's registered as a Democrat, right? But you voted for Trump because he said he's been in business and he's been in politics or whatever, and he doesn't
Exactly.
support everything the president does. You support him enough that you voted for him.
Yep.
You
That's all that
believe,
matters. That's all that
yeah,
matters.
like yeah, you believe enough that this man was perpetuating to say, you know what, I'm gonna cast a ballot for this man. Thinking about your own pockets, and that's another thing too. It's a lot of selfish individuals when it comes to like people voting and shit. A lot of selfishness because that's what I got a lot of pushback on this past election season. People were just saying like it shouldn't matter. It's not happening to you. What do you mean? First of all, that's a fucking crazy statement.
Very much.
Like you don't have empathy, sympathy. You're not a human being. You don't have these fucking emotions. What the fuck going on here?
That
Yeah, I'm
is
not gay. Like, yeah, I'm not gay. But I care enough about people's rights that I care. I think it's problematic that we're slipping back very fucking quickly into a country that don't want to allow gay people to marry. That what would you want me to
we're getting
say?
to the point where a individual a group of people is going to be losing all protection under the law.
And now, even like, yeah, I'm not an immigrant. Cool, I'm not an immigrant, but I still care enough because once again, I'm a human. Some of y'all don't even have enough compassion to even hear about certain people's standards. Like kids being brought over here when they real young and they're illegal. What do you expect the child to do? Kids. We're really in the business of punishing kids. It's weird. It's weird. So that's kind of my little spiel before beginning today's show. We got a good show for y'all today. I'm gonna start off with some tragic news. As you know, this past weekend, was it last weekend?
This week.
This weekend? Last week, Kyren Lacy died at the age of 24. Self-inflicted gunshot wound, so he took himself off planet. My condolences to the family and whatnot. I'm not going to speak on his situation. I don't think that's the time for that. I've seen a lot of people speak on his situation, and I've seen the same shit out of who was the corner that died last year for the Vikings? Kyrie Jackson.
Kyrie Jackson, yeah.
Yeah, so I remember is his creator on and he got on TikTok to say that he wasn't a good person. Sir, this man just died a few hours ago. Why the fuck are you getting online speaking ill of this man? It's unnecessary. And some of the shit I seen was kind of unnecessary when it comes to talking about Kyren a little bit. I was like, you didn't have to say that. You kept that shit to yourself. He was a very troubled young man.
Yeah.
And when you're troubled, you make bad decisions. And he was trying to fix it, but sometimes you're in so much trouble. It's kind of hard to not make those bad decisions. And ultimately, I think it just finally got to him, and what happened. And so I felt really sad when it happened. You know, he was a top 25 pick coming up in his NFL draft. It's the second year in a row that we had a player, you know, before their NFL career starts, they're gone.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing about it. What's your opinion, or what's your thoughts?
Someone who is from the same state, technically kind of from the same area too. I'm pretty sure he's from the Lafayette area, I want to say. So what I would say is he's definitely was not expected, but it's crazy to think about that happened to the kid. Mental health is real. Like I know, and it's crazy because like earlier in the season, I was kind of tough on him about the stand up with the guy doing the gun shit. I was tough on him because he is suburban. He really is a suburban kid. So I was on his head about it. But like now that I'm sitting, now that all that happened, it just makes me think that two things. Like I think one. I think schools should try to manage. How to explain this?
Well, you think they should try to manage players better?
Yeah, and I think honestly, it starts with the cars. That's crazy to say, but
let's start with the cars. Okay, there has been a lot of incidences with the cars and these athletes. They get these Maseratis or whatever.
Scat Pack. Than the white man at this point. God damn.
Yeah, so they get these cars, man, and start driving fast as fuck. And then car accidents happen, people get killed, people leaving fucking, car accident scenes, all that other shit, right?
Yeah.
I think at a certain point, and this is another probably a bigger discussion, it really stems towards NIL. And we're gonna get in that a little bit too, because we gotta talk about Nico from Tennessee and his situation.
Yeah.
But it's a simple fact, like they're gonna have to. Yeah, I agree. They're gonna have to do something about the cars a little bit. Like they're gonna have to get in a contract. Like, hey, you can only have a specific type of car.
I think Dodge. I mean, I know Dodge won't do it because they don't really give a fuck. But I think Dodge should. I really do feel like something needs to be done about who's allowed to buy Hellcats.
Yeah,
I think there should be an age limit
because they get these fucking cars. I ain't gonna lie, bro. They get these fucking cars and start going fucking crazy.
Why you even getting a Hellcat? There's probably maybe 20 roads in America that you can go full throttle in that thing. I'm saying like legally, legally, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of it anyway? You know, but I get it, but I do think that we need to, there needs to be something with Dodge. Eventually, Dodge is gonna start. They can't take accountability because they just sell the motherfucker. But they need to do something to make it to where, like,
here's the thing about that. If we're going to start pushing for gun manufacturers to be responsible for gun violence, we need the car manufacturers to be responsible for these motherfuckers to get these cars and drive on what they're doing.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, they have to be they have to be responsible.
And I don't think it's really the manufacturer. I don't think it wouldn't be the manufacturers. It'd be the sales, the car sale companies.
Okay, yeah,
because they're the ones automatically give the cars away. So I feel like Dodge, for example, should be like, all right, to sell a Hellcat, you gotta meet all these standards.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think even fucking saying it. Don't let them get the fucking car.
Yeah, let's say 20, 25 and up.
Not even, well, I'll say you got to be a graduate student. You got to be a graduate player to get this bitch.
I think they got to put the age, though. They have to put it the age.
But here's, if you're a graduate student, you were at least 21. You're at least 21, 22. That's a good age.
Yeah.
21, 22. That's a decent age. What the fuck a 19-year-old doing with a Hellcat? He's not in the military.
Only thing you can't do is wreck the motherfucker.
Yeah. So, no. At least 21, 22.
I'm saying 24, 25. Fuck that.
Well, at that point, they already should be in the league. But then again, we are in a different area of college sports. We are having 24-year-olds playing ball that long for consecutive years. But overall, this is a sad situation for sure for all parties. He ended up, like I said, I'm not really going to talk about his case for real, but he did get in trouble. December?
Yeah.
Car accident. I think he was just dealing a lot from that, and like I said, it just compounded. So yeah, condolences to the family and the LSU program, and I know Jaden James took it hard. But I seen his post. I think he probably one of the ones that took it hardest the most. Just because I think you was expecting your homeboy to get drafted, and next thing he's gone, and that's really gotta be hard to see.
Yeah.
So on to the next topic. We're gonna talk about the University of Tennessee. Now there's some shit going on that's questionable. So for y'all I don't know. Former Tennessee Nico Imalave. I think I got it right. No, he's gonna be set to transfer to UCLA this upcoming season. Now the background reason why he's going to UCLA this upcoming football season is because it was rumored that he missed practice Friday. He was practicing walkthroughs Friday. Okay. That's a little weird. Okay. But then it came out that he wanted more money. Now, he was getting $2 million from Tennessee. He wanted to up to $4 million. And by that Saturday, he was off the team. They announced that morning, like, yeah, he's done. He's no longer with us. All that. I mean, they hurry up and stripped him from Tennessee. Now, it's being reported that it wasn't about the money.
Nobody.
Josh Heupel lied to Nico?
What?
Check it out, guys. We're all caught up on the saga between Nico Imalava and Tennessee. And if I ask most people about what happened, here's what they'd say. Nico allegedly wanted more money in a contract renegotiation, and Tennessee's head coach Josh Heupel said no, kick rock.
Yeah!
Josh Heupel ends up being the hero. But hold on, guys. Nico's family is saying that's not true. That's the lie. It was never about the money. First, we had T.J. Houshmandzadeh, former NFL player who has inside information on this situation, saying this.
Okay. But they're lying.
All right.
And I know this is fact, not as Well, we know you know him.
Speculation.
We know you know him, know the family or whatever. So go ahead, let us know.
Is the reason about money, or is the reason about the system that you have offensively? You can't say that, huh, Josh Heupel? You don't want to talk about your offensive system and what you told him and what you were gonna do, and you tried to call his bluff.
Okay, and then now today, the news broke that Nico will be committed to UCLA. That's where he will play his college football. And I found it interesting that Colin Cowherd broke this story. And in his tweet, he said this. I am told moments ago that Nico Imaliava is going to UCLA. Family still claims it's not about the money. It's about the Volunteers football offense. I was not told what the Bruins are paying. So, guys, do we have this wrong? We've been going at Nico saying that he was greedy, he wanted more money, but maybe Josh Heupel lied to him about.
Okay, so what do you think?
I think it definitely sets a new precedent that, like, sorry, now I'm sitting sideways. Definitely sets a new precedent now that, players can actually sit out, and it's good that he's sitting out for the right reason. It's really good. Scheme and stuff like that is something that we haven't seen players, switch because of, like, some players obviously do it, you know what I'm saying? But we haven't seen no player like openly do it, not openly, but like a player, switched because of the scheme, and that was like the story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's honestly going to hurt Tennessee's recruiting, low key.
Okay.
But I mean that's Tennessee's fault. That's their head coach's fault, though. Like, if your scheme was good and would get them, but if Nico felt like it would help him, help his chance of going to the NFL, then he would, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But since we are, that means that somebody got to be held accountable. And it's the head coach. So.
I see it on two different sides. Now, when I first initially heard the story, I was like, let's go University of Tennessee. Let's put a pause on this shit. And not necessarily the money. Just the absurdness that a lot of these college athletes are asking for.
I was mad at first. I'm not mad, but I feel the same way. I feel the same way.
Yeah, for like asking an absurd amount of money that they're asking for from the team. Now you get paid $2 million, you're trying to jump another $2 million, so you're trying to get $4 million. I'm all about you getting your bag, but let's keep 100. You put up 19-6 at Tennessee. You're the guy, you're the starter, but are you really worth $4 million?
Fuck no.
Yeah. Now that I've heard that, it's like, okay, because this story did just come out the blue too. Like, we didn't hear no rumblings of this. It just happened.
Yeah.
Friday, next Saturday, he's going. So it makes me wonder. So, because like I said, it's two sides of this. While I'm grateful, while I'm happy that Tennessee took a stance of like, yeah, you know what? We're not playing. We're going to pay you what you're worth. You ask any more, that, you may possibly be gone. But at the same time, if you are quite literally, let's say they lied about the situation. Let's keep it 100. If they lied about the situation and how it actually went down. Tennessee, I don't see top recruits want to go to Tennessee. I want to go to Tennessee if I was a top recruit. I asked you about the offense, potentially changing it so it better serves not only me, the quarterback, the leader of your team, but the team as a whole. And you push back against that, and then you cut me and then say it's about money?
And then you call my bluff, basically, like, you're not going to leave.
Yeah.
What?
And it's kind of like, yeah, he was going to leave. I mean, he was in the college football playoffs last year. You don't think a college team was going to jump on that? Like, make it make sense. Like, that was a given. He was going to leave regardless. But like I say, it's two sides of that coin. Because I do think they need to rein in NIL a little bit, because it is getting kind of out of hand.
Yeah, it's getting Pandora's box is definitely
had to open.
Yeah.
Because I do believe, I don't think you should transfer. I think if you're a top recruit and you sign to a school and you get, let's say you get over the course of your career, if you stay at that school. Let's say you get $3 to $4 million. I think at minimum you should stay for 2. You should stay for 2 years. You don't get to just hop up into the portal as soon as something will go your way, or you're not the starter or something. I think there should be buyout clauses. I think athletes, since some of these athletes are making an absurd amount of money and they want to leave a program, they got to pay a percentage of it back.
Yep.
Because I'm seeing players going to, like, for instance, I seen a quarterback today. He just transferred into a program. Now he's got to transfer out to another school. You didn't even give it a full semester. Now, unless the coach told you to hop in the portal, different story. But you're hopping in the portal before the semester even ends. That's concerning. I've seen a recruit. He was an offensive lineman. He committed to Iowa. Then he got their money, decommitted, went to another school. Okay, he transferred out, tried to go back to Iowa. They gave him another bag. I forget the offensive lineman's name. He once again decommitted, went to another school, got another bag. I don't think you should be able to do that. Mm-hmm. I think at most you should be able to transfer twice, and you can't transfer back to back. Yeah. Once you transfer the first time, you're there for a year at least. Then you'll be able to transfer again.
Yeah, other than that, mind or something.
Yeah. Because the transferring is crazy now. I was all for athletes having the mobility to transfer wherever they wanted to go, play whatever they wanted to play at, and not have to sit out a year. But something gotta fold. Either put a limit on how many transfers you can do, or let's reinstitute the rule. Hey, you gotta sit out a year just to make the motherfuckers stop.
Yeah, because they make it. They're like, because as someone who did transfer, I think there should be checks and balances with it. Like transferring is an incentive, but it shouldn't be something that you can abuse.
Yeah, and like TJ Finley, how many schools that nigga been to? 5? He just got in trouble too. He's been like the good 4 or 5 schools. Matter of fact, let's look it up in real time. How many schools he been to? I think it's about 4 or 5 schools. Because I was like, bro, you should be, what's the name? You should be done. With school, with football, everything.
You said school, football, everything.
He should, like, bro, at a certain point, you're not making it. You're not making it to the league. It is what it is. What is that? JT who? I can't think of his last name now. TJ Finley. TV school this man being to, because he's 23. He has played for LSU, Auburn, Texas State, Western Kentucky, Tulane. So he's been to 1, 2, 3, 4,
6.
He's been to 6 schools.
Good God.
And he's at Tulane right now. Now, I understand injuries happen. I understand coaches bullshitting you. Like I said last podcast, Williams' career was marred with white men being mad at Will and not wanting to play him. It happens. There's politics within the game. But at a certain fucking point, stay at a fucking place. Or realize, you know what, I'm not making it in this position, or I'm not making it to the league. Because, for instance, like, I don't have sympathy for him, but I do have sympathy for the dude that was playing at Miami last year. He was like a 9th-year senior. Or 7th-year senior, some shit.
Oh, the tight end nigga?
Yeah, the tight end, because he had multiple ACL tears and shit.
Like 28 or 27 or some shit like that, right?
Yeah. So, like, I get him. Like, I have some sympathy for him. But in this case of TJ Finley, fuck no. Nigga, you don't get the fuck out of school.
Time to grow up.
9.
Yeah, so yeah, as someone who like who did the whole transporter thing and got the short end of the stick of like not being able, like I was not allowed to play my first year. Like transfer, I do see that transferring has been making players. I'm not gonna say players are going to be better, but they're going to be a lot more experienced, and they're
He's
also going to
25.
get 25. Okay, he's 25. You're going to have a lot more, not experience, but a lot of you better grow more, right? You go from one school to the next,
No, yeah.
but there has to be like, I'll say once you go past 2, you need to, it has to be like a fine or something. But that's great. Not every student is making NIL,
Yeah.
So, but I do think the transfer portal does make the college football scene more interesting because now, players aren't sticking to one place for an extended period of time. And that's gonna mess up recruiting because now, recruiters are gonna start looking at other schools, looking at who's gonna leave from other schools.
So we had it. So when I was at Sterling, we had a quarterback come in, transferred in. He went to 3 schools in 3 years.
Wait, who are you talking about?
It was after you left. It was like this. It was my last year. I forget his name.
Is that that he's Hispanic?
No, he was a white guy.
Oh.
And he had followed his offensive coordinator to the school too, because we ended up getting his offensive coordinator. And so he had followed him. So this was his 4th school. To me, that was a red flag. And I remember, I forgot who I told this to. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about Buddy. That he's kind of older at the same time. We don't want to start a true freshman. Buddy been to 3 schools in 3 years. This is his 4th school. Something wrong with this. There's a reason why he keep up and keep leaving school. We end up seeing during the season why he kept leaving. He was ass, respectfully. Hot buns. He led NAIA in interceptions. Mm-hmm. You should know my frustration too. At the same time, it's my last year, and I'm stuck on a team with a quarterback that can't throw the ball.
Talking mad.
And the crazy thing, one day we played Avila. They beat our ass, and he posing with his bitch, and I just wanted to push him and his bitch over. I said, motherfucker, you put up 7 points, and you posing like you did something. You fucking suck. Cause I felt embarrassed, bro. Like my people came out, we scored the first drive, didn't score after that. Like, nigga, you're the common denominator that we keep fucking losing. We keep losing because of you, bitch ass nigga. I couldn't stand him. So yeah, I do think the coaches also gotta realize too. If a certain player been to 3 or more schools, they may be the problem.
Yeah.
It's like a bitch that keep going through men, but she's never the problem. No, she's probably the problem to a certain extent. They're the reason why men are not choosing her. Or even with a dude, right? Hey, you're single for a reason. What's going on? What's the true reason? Because it can't be every woman.
Will.
What? I'm an exception. Take that back. Take that back. Because I ain't gonna lie, a nigga can be toxic sometimes. But am I the overarching problem? No. There's a difference. Are there issues that have kept me in my singleness? Yes. And I know this is hella off topic. We're supposed to be talking about football right now. But but am I the overarching issue? No. I have my flaws, but I know I'm not the full complete.
I had to call you out on that because I was like, okay, well, that's what you think. Okay.
So I'm back. I had to get my charge. But yeah, man. So most definitely, the coach is gonna have to do something about this. So we gonna get off this topic. All right, next two topics, we can combine them together. Tyron Smith, Patrick Peterson retired. Both Hall of Fame type players. They gone.
Mm-hmm.
Another person that I think is eventually going to retire here pretty soon is Jalen Ramsey. I think he's done. I think he may be done. Not because he can't still play. This is about to be his what? Fourth team since he's been in the league. Jaguars, Rams,
Dolphins,
Miami. So this is so he's been in 3 teams. This is about to be his 14 because you know also he's working on getting a trade. Quite literally, with Tyron Smith, probably what got him. He probably could have played another season. Unfortunately, he had to play with Aaron Rodgers this last year.
Yeah,
so I feel him on that. Patrick
probably
Peterson
mentally just
exhausted, and probably he just want to be done. He's been in the league 14 years, I think. 13 years. Fuck. You call it a career? Fuck, you deserve it. I think at a certain point you deserve to call it at a certain point anyway. Anytime that you want. With Patrick Pete, I found it funny that he said I could continue to play, but I don't want to. I feel him on that. I get that question not every other day, but I'll be at my job, and I get asked, why you not playing football? Look, I don't want to. I can still play. I just don't want to. That shit take up too much of my time. I want to go to fuck home, play some video games, read a book.
Sometimes people don't like that answer. Like,
yeah, like, oh, I'm sorry that I'm not playing football. It's not your body that you gotta continuously run into people for. No. So fuck that. So, shout out to Patrick P, Tyron Smith, congrats on your retirement. With Jalen Ramsey, where do you think he's gonna end up at?
I don't it depends. I saw a tweet from Asante Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I know Jalen Ramsey's not gonna like this. But he was like, I think he should switch to safety. And I think, he'd be a damn good safety at where he's at right now.
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, because I think a lot of the corners eventually they convert to safety if they're trying to stay in the league. It just is some fact, and also depending on what his asking price is. Because I'm pretty sure he's in the final year of his contract. Let me look at the article real quick. I believe he's in the final year of his contract.
I could see him going to the Bengals. Him going to the Bengals. I could see him going to.
But what money? They only got money to pay Trey Henderson. They ain't got no money.
Yeah, he's not gonna get that much. He's not gonna get that much. He's gonna get a 2-year deal.
Let's see how long.
About 20 million, 16 million. Well, yeah, he can't go there because they just paid T and Jay and Jamar. That'd be crazy if the Eagles convert him to safety. That'd be crazy as hell. I'd be very pissed. But the Cowboys.
Yeah, he's on the last year of his deal.
Okay.
He's on the last year of his deal. They're not trying to pay that $21 million. That's what it's really about.
How old is he again?
How old is Jalen?
He gotta be 27, 28.
Nah, he's not my age. He can't be. Matter of fact. Hey Siri. How old is Jalen Ramsey?
Not the Hey Siri.
Jalen Ramsey is 30 years old.
He's 30?
He's 30?
I thought niggas like 27.
That nigga's 30. He's older than me?
Damn.
How the fuck is that possible?
When the fuck does this nigga
drafted?
He was drafted in 2017. Yeah, he drafted 2017. Damn. That is a long time ago, bro.
He's saying he was born 90-30.
What year was you drafted?
2016.
2016. Damn.
Makes sense. I didn't know he was that old.
Me neither.
Damn.
But I think he's gonna get one more size contract because Stephon Gilmore kind of is still playing these 30 fucking.
But here's the thing though, Stephon Gilmore put up all-pro year when he got that.
Yeah. As I was about to say, Stephon is more of a tech. Jalen is more of a physical specimen than Stephon. And the problem of being a physical specimen is that whenever you start to slow down, you're not. Technique is not his. Stephon is a technician. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
His physical tools aren't his. Jalen main thing is his physical stature. So for him to stay at corner, he's gonna have to become a tactician, which probably won't happen. So I would say switch to safety.
You know what? Where I can see him up at. To be honest, I can see him. Quite literally, I can see him being with the Patriots. I can see him going to New England. They need the cornerback depth. I think they just brought back Stephon too.
Did they?
I think so. I think they brought back Stephon Gilmore on a 1-year deal. So he's back in New England. I can see because they got the money to pay him, and possibly because I think with Drake May they want a strong defense because obviously they hired Mike Vrabel. So obviously they're defense minded. They're a defensive minded team. So with that being said, I could definitely see them trading for Jalen. It just depends on, hey, what are you willing to give up to get him? I could also see him playing. I could also see him playing for Atlanta. I could see him playing for the Raiders. To be honest,
Yeah.
It all depends what the teams are willing to give up.
I don't know what they're gonna asking price is because it better be nothing higher than like the stuff that some of these other guys got traded for. Like CJ Gardner-Johnson got traded for a 6. I don't know. It was 6th and something else.
You sure?
I don't know. I know we traded Jonathan Mingo to the Cowboys for a 4th.
Yeah,
Gardner got traded for like a 5th or like a 5th.
With him being a 30-year-old corner, I can see him still come in around like 15 a year, 12 to 15 a year, depending. So at that point, you got to cut out teams for sure that I'm not going to get them, like the Chiefs. They're not going to get Jalen. They ain't got the capital.
Yeah.
The Bengals, they're out. They ain't got the capital. The Saints, they're in cap space hell.
Shit, Derek Carr got like
yeah. And then we get news about Derek Carr too. We probably gonna talk about next week. Him potentially wanting to leave.
Man, that's crazy.
Well, yeah, with Jalen is gonna be interesting to see where he end up. I think potentially he'd be maybe traded during the draft.
That is what I think happening. I'm seeing happening. Him trading that happening during the draft. I mean, that's the best time to do it.
Yeah, because I think they said everybody still got their first round pick, which is very rare. Everybody got their first round pick, but I do know there are some teams that are willing to trade back and trade up to certain spots. So it all depends. Now, in that topic, we are entering the political realm, which is hell on earth, especially for me. I want to talk about the El Salvadorian man that they sent back. Like we talked about at the beginning of the show. So the Trump administration, they mistakenly deported Kilmar Abrego Garcia because of a clerical error, a paperwork error, and now they won't bring this fucking man back.
Yeah.
Now, they have now admitted in court, hey, it's our mess up, our bad. But now you have Trump basically defying the Supreme Court. So let's get context. First, the Supreme Court was like, hey, because remember, a lower court did rule, hey, the United States got to bring him back. You got to go down there and go get him. But the Supreme Court was like, no. Everybody's like, Supreme Court, what the fuck are you doing? Then the Supreme Court ruled.
Yeah, did you see what the his advisor said on her interview? On her press conference, when she was like, you should be, I don't know the words she specifically used. She basically said, okay, we are okay, so we're supposed to facilitate. They never said when, is basically what she said, you know.
Yeah.
So,
and now, also, we got another wrinkle. So they decided to bring up the El Salvadorian president. Okay, let's listen what he had to say.
Millions of people that should not be in this country.
President Bukele has taken in alleged gang members deported from the U.S. and posted videos of their arrivals at a notorious prison. Among them, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a father of 3 with a work permit in Maryland. A Justice Department prosecutor had said he was deported due to an administrative error. Bukele now says he won't send Abrego Garcia back.
How can I smuggle a terrorist into the United States? I don't have the power to return him to the United States.
The White House now argues he was not mistakenly deported.
He's an illegal alien from El Salvador. Where was he sent? To El Salvador.
The Trump administration says Abrego Garcia is a member of MS-13, a violent gang the White House has designated as a foreign terrorist organization. His family denies it, and he's never been charged criminally in the U.S. or El Salvador.
President Trump, bring Kilmar home now.
Late last week, the Supreme Court ordered the Trump administration to facilitate his return to the U.S.
That's the order. The order is bring him back.
But the White House doesn't see it that way. It's interpreting facilitate to mean there's no need for the U.S. to initiate his return, only help if El Salvador decides to do so.
This is international matters, foreign affairs. If they wanted to return him, we would facilitate it, meaning provide a plane.
President Trump also says the Attorney General is looking into whether the law allows deporting U.S. citizens to El Salvador if they were violent.
I don't know what the laws are. We always have to obey the laws, but we also have homegrown criminals. I'm all for it because we can do things with the president for less money and have great security.
Meanwhile, another Columbia University student involved in anti-Israel campus protests has been arrested and detained, according to his lawyer. Mohsen Madawi is a lawful permanent resident, his attorney says, who was arrested at his naturalization interview in Vermont.
And Gabe, lawyers for that Columbia student are already fighting his detention.
Yes, Lester, and today a federal judge temporarily blocked the student's removal. The incident comes amid a widening crackdown on foreign students who've protested on campus and who the Trump administration has accused of supporting terrorists and anti-Semitism.
Okay, so there's a lot of moving parts.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to break it down bit by bit. Okay. First of all, Trump administration, what the fuck are you doing? Bring that man home. Because from my understanding, once again, the man was here on a protective order from a federal judge saying he can stay in the United States.
Yeah.
Right? He can stay in the United States because it's a threat to send him back to El Salvador. Okay? Not only that, he was here on a work permit. So he's here legally. I don't know where they get this misconstruing of legal and illegal. He was here legally. He had proper paperwork. Remember? Republicans doing the election season. Oh, they got to have the proper paperwork to be here. He had the proper paperwork to be here.
Yep.
You got set back on a mistake, and now they're not trying to rectify the mistake. Okay. Then, okay, you have the El Salvadorian president calling him a terrorist, which I think is also concerning. He's not a terrorist. He's not a gang member. You are also trying to absolve, the president of El Salvador also trying to absolve himself of what's the word I want to use? He's trying to absolve himself of responsibility of bringing him back, like both parties are now. The Trump administration is trying to use the textbook definition of facilitate to absolve responsibility. Then you have the El Salvadorian president basically absolving responsibility from his side, saying that, hey, this dude is a criminal. We're not sending him back from SuperJail, which is also quite concerning. Yeah. And that's a bigger problem within itself. Let's get into SuperJail real quick because a whole bunch of people are going in. Nobody's coming out. Where's everybody ending up at? I'm starting to think that shit is a concentration camp. Motherfuckers are dying in there. We haven't seen Kilmar since he got sent down. Once again, we had a representative go down there to go see him. They won't let him see him. So that tells me this dude is possibly dead or he damn near is dead. And they're trying to hide the fact. Your thoughts, sir?
It really I was talking to my family about this yesterday. If you have ever done history, ever done research on what life is like in, let's say, Israel, or what life was like in Germany, Holocaust times, even post-Holocaust, Jews, right? Jews, it started with, I guess, it's similar like trigger laws, kind of, like new precedents were being set, right? First you make it to where, okay, y'all can't work y'all can't work into like the government or be doctors or anything like that, right? They did that to those people. And then eventually, with other little laws, eventually it was like, all right, yeah, now you have no more due process, right? And that's literally what's happening now. Like, obviously now they aren't saying that they can't work in the government, but it's all about taking away due process from them.
Yes,
that's
the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. He got sent back, and he's not even guilty. He didn't have a trial. He had none of that. He just got sent back.
Yep.
And that's the biggest problem. But also, people are now realizing because he got caught on a hot mic, saying that hey, you got to build some more super jails. We trying to send hella people down there.
Yep. He said, yeah, we might send regular citizens. Yeah. I'm for it, is exactly what he said.
Because my thing is, I'm gonna go all the way back. Donald Trump, I don't know if people remember this. Donald Trump said that he wanted to deport legal U.S. citizens that are protesting in the country. I don't think a whole lot of people remember that because there's so much bullshit in the sauce. He wanted to deport, quite literally, U.S. citizens when they protest. Now, what we starting to see happen, they're starting to pick up the foreign students that protested on campuses. They pick them up and trying to disappear them. Now, today, right before we started recording, it was announced that the SCOTUS, Supreme Court of the United States, decided to hear Trump on him wanting to end birthright citizenship.
Yep.
This shit is all a plan. They've been talking about this for years. Okay. They started I see Republicans playing, right? They drop nuggets. They drop a nugget out there and see how loud you can get. And they let it just fester. They drop little seeds. Because I remember in Donald Trump's initial run, the idea of getting rid of birthright citizenship came up. Everybody mostly, was like, you can't really do that. It's a constitutional amendment. You can't do that. Not only that, it is a amendment that gave African American citizenship.
Yeah.
Right. Now it's 2025, almost 10 years later since his first initial run as president. Now you have Republicans screaming off the rooftops. A lot of them are screaming about ending birthright citizenship. because number one, the browning of the country. They're tired of Hispanics and Latinos coming over here. Because everybody know by 2050, white people are going to be the minority. It's going to be a majority minority country by 2050. They're trying to slow it. So you add on that fact, right? So everything, I think the end game is they want to start deporting black people. Because I think that's the end goal. They're using other cases and ethnic groups of people to start it, but the end goal is to get rid of black people.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to tell me everything that he wants to deport legal U.S. citizens who are protesting. Most of the time, black Americans are in the forefront of a lot of protests. So that's one. Number two, what is the number one thing that white folks always tell us when we criticize the country? If you don't like it, you can leave.
You can leave, yeah.
That's number two. That's like a big number two, to be honest. Big shit. Number three, and I think it's a simple fact of this. I think America is, I'm gonna say America, white America is tired of trying to fix things. They rather just hide it. They want to fix the issue of racism in the country. They just want to hide it. They don't want to fix things like institutional racism and actually level the playing field. They just want to hide it. They want to hide certain histories because they make America look bad. They want to hide it. And all this shit is culminating together. Now, what really is setting off the story to me is, like I said, the Democratic representative went down there, right? He went down there to go see him. Not only he didn't see him, he ended up finding out America is paying to keep him down there. I don't think that's normal. Have you ever heard of a case like that?
Hell no. What happened to our tax dollars going to illegal immigrants to get the food stamps and shit like that?
Yeah. Now you're paying for the illegal immigrant, and I'm using quotations here, to stay in a whole nother country. How is that effective? How that effectively using our tax money? Because it's not. You're paying for an innocent man to stay in a country who we don't even know that he's there or not still. And I think that's the scariest part. They disappeared a man, and we don't know where he is.
Yep.
We haven't heard nothing. Not a peep.
How long he got deported again?
About 2 weeks. If not 2 weeks, at least a week and a half.
That's a long time in a Salvadorian prison, man.
Yeah.
So that week feels like an eternity.
And let's say gangs was looking for him. Like, it was a threat to send him back because simply gangs were looking for him, right?
Right.
You don't tell, because I know white people don't know a whole lot about gangs and the prison system. Let me tell you how gangs and the prison system work. You don't think that specific gang or gangs that was looking for him haven't got word that he's in that prison?
Shit, this became a damn near international story.
Yeah.
Like
you have somebody that you sent back into a dangerous area. You sent back to a dangerous area, and now we don't know if the gang got him. We don't know if the prison got to him and killed him, took him off planet. We don't know none of that. And I think the U.S. should pressure the El Salvador president to show him. We haven't seen him. We haven't heard him. None of that. But instead, we have a president who coddles fucking dictators. That's what the El Salvadorian president is. He's a dictator. I don't know. Do you see the contrast between how he treated Zelensky and how he treated boy?
Oh boy, yep.
Totally different. Totally different. I think this is just a sad story because every time I see his wife, I just feel bad. Like, damn, they really disappeared your husband for no specific reason. And they won't fix it. They just refuse to fix it. It's very scary. It's very scary times.
Gets back, you think that'd be a good? You think they could have a civil case if he gets back?
If he gets back, he quite literally can bankrupt the country, in my opinion. Well, he's going to have, and the crazy thing about it, he won't have to pay a dime for it if he actually sues the country.
Nope.
He won't have to pay. He won't have to pay a lick. The lawyers on that case were going to take that case pro bono.
God, like, nigga, you good?
Yeah, good. Shit. He ain't got to pay a motherfucking thing. Quite literally, because the reason why it will be pro bono. Number one, the United States is completely wrong in this scenario. Number two, not only is a landmark case, but quite literally is one of those cases that can propel you into other areas in your career. It can give you other opportunities.
Yep.
That was one of those cases. So all the lawyers that are going to be on that case, and I guarantee you, he's going to have at least 4 to 5 lawyers on that case if and when he does come back. They're going to be on it. Now, I can also see this case stall out because Donald Trump is good at that. He loves playing the long game when it comes to court cases. Or they're going to try to pull some bullshit saying that he can't sue the United States. Or some shit. Like, they're going to try to pull some bullshit out their ass. And I don't want them to fall for it. If he does come back, I hope he sues the fuck out of Donald Trump. Now,
if he doesn't, his family's going to sue, probably.
Yeah.
If he dies.
Oh, yeah. Like, not only that, you also have a international incident as well. That's going to put a huge target on Americans' backs. Not Americans. Yeah. The United States of America, the country itself, politics-wise. It's going to be a huge target on the country's back at that point. Because now everybody going to be looking at America like, what the fuck y'all really got going on over there? Y'all disappeared a man. He showed up dead. You wouldn't bring him back. That's troubling. And now, like in the video, they picking up U.S. students now.
Yeah.
And mind you, they foreign-born. But there's no excuse. They're here legally. And now they're trying to get them kicked out the country. That is also very, that's weird. Because now you see ICE also. Go ahead.
It sounds like a Gestapo to me.
Yeah. But now also you got ICE and shit running up in schools. Y'all don't find that concerning? Y'all don't find that to be weird? Quite literally, Donald Trump is trying to replace. He is quite literally trying to replace certain people in the country. And when I mean certain people of color and black people, because also you got to add in the fact that he got this bullshit $5 million gold card that you can buy for citizenship.
$5 million is crazy, nigga. You're not even gonna make $5 million probably in America. You have, bro. You might not even make $1 million in them. You might even make $1 million. So why the fuck would you pay $5 million?
$5 million, because my understanding of the immigration system, right? From what I understand, that shit takes a while. I remember last week tonight with John Oliver. He covered immigration. And I remember in that piece, they had somebody go a theoretical. They went through a theoretical situation where they tried to get in the United States legally. Do you know how long it took that man? It would have took him until he was in his 90s to get in here, if I remember that correctly. Theoretically, if he would have went through the legal way, he would have quite literally been in his 90s. Elderly. A lot of people also don't realize when it comes to immigration, they go by years. So it's supposed to be always a year behind. When that piece came out about immigration with John Oliver, quite literally they was pulling, I think, they so far behind. They was quite literally pulling either from 96 or 97
Yeah. And the only way it speeds up is if you have money.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of money, then yeah, it'll speed up. But for the average person,
no, it's not going to speed up. And I don't think people realize that. I don't know if you remember Samuel Perez. Okay, his parents just became citizens in 2023, late 2023, early 2024. Okay, that means, mind you, I think he has 3 siblings. That means they had 4 kids. 4 kids in that span of time. That's 20, depending on the age of the kids, that's between 30 to 24 years. They had to wait for citizenship.
It's crazy.
God knows how much money they spent to get said citizenship. Because, but also now, you do have a president. I forget. You also do have a president now in the White House who do also want to go after naturalized citizens as well.
Yep.
Which is also concerning. I just want to hear your overarching thoughts on this whole situation a little bit.
It's like I said before. It's setting a new precedent. You know, it seems like every week a new precedent is being set in America. I used to say that we're sprinting towards fascism. Now I feel like we're swan diving with 100-pound weight towards fascism, and it's looking bad. Our only hope is that the Dems can pull through in the primaries. That's really our only hope at this moment.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it 100, bro.
And I don't even have faith in that. I really don't.
You know what? I think it's gonna get so bad that they won't have to do much.
And that's the crazy part.
Only thing I think quite literally they have to do is play a montage of the last 2 years. That's it. I think that's the only thing they have to do, and I guarantee they get in the bag. I think this upcoming midterms they're going to sweep. They're going to sweep because I'm starting to see a lot of Republicans being mad too about some of the shit going on. Because guess what? A lot of this shit is making them look bad.
Yep.
You support this? You support what's going on? You support disappearing of people and rolling back federal discrimination laws? Like you really support that shit? You really about that shit? Eggs are going up.
There's a lot of people who say who bring up the Constitution. Yeah, now the Constitution is being revised.
It's not being revised. I think they just really real life trying to rip it up. You got a dude who's trying to stay longer than he should.
Yep. Steve
Bannon. I know he came out either 2-3 days ago saying that we're looking at looking at ways to make sure Trump get a 3rd term. Who wants to get you think my black ass, William Devontae Alexander Thomas, is going to sit here doing a 3rd Trump administration? That means he's been president quite literally for 12 years. Okay,
half of my life.
12 years. I had 8 years under Obama. I had 4 years under Joe. I had 8 years under Bush, and 4 years because I was born in 96, so 4 years under Clinton, right?
Okay.
So you think most of my life? That means I would have to deal with this man politically for almost damn near not half of my life, but damn near close to it. Like he's a huge part of my life. Do you think quite literally I want to deal with that? That's why I keep saying, get him off the planet.
By any means.
By any means necessary at this point. He is quite literally a danger. And I understand, hey, should you promote violence? No. But in this case, I think violence is going to save people.
It just has to be a white guy that does it. It can't be a black person. It can't be a Hispanic. It can't be nothing of those. So it has to be a white guy.
Yeah. Quite literally, like I said, I think in early episodes, we can't send out Shaq to do a Steph Curry job. Mm-hmm. Look, I need 12 threes. Shaq can't give me one. He can't even hit his fucking free throws. He barely hitting 50%. Don't send him out there. Send out Steph. Send out Clay. Send out Ray Allen. Send out Seth Curry. Send out Tobias Harris. Send out goddamn J.J. Redick. For God's fucking sakes. Hell, send out LeBron. I understand LeBron's like a 38% three-point shooter. Cool. I don't give a fuck. At least I know he'll hit one of them bitches. It'll only take one. Because at this point, he is not only a danger to specific communities, he's just a danger, period, now.
Especially when we get to the thing that we're going to talk about sooner. You know, he has institutions, like once you start to see like institutions, federal institutions and public institutions bend the knee, it's a problem. Like literally in Germany, that happened in Germany. Literally the colleges in Germany, they started kicking out. They bended to Hitler's will of, hey, all y'all Jewish teachers, you got to get them the fuck out of there.
And I'm glad that you brought that up, because this past week, earlier in the week, with fucking Harvard, hey, we're not listening to you. We're gonna teach what we're gonna teach. If you don't like it, kiss our ass. And now he's withholding $2.2 billion from them.
Yep,
that's concerning. Quite literally. What? You're mad at Harvard for actually teaching history? We mad at schools for actually teaching history. No matter how unflattering it is, you're mad. So you withholding money. First of all, the next president, God help us all. Hopefully we get a new president next term. Fixes that. That's one. Hey, no president should be able to withhold money.
Hopefully.
No, quite literally, hopefully, because Steve Bannon keep, like I said, Steve Bannon keeps floating this third term shit. No, I'm not taking that shit as a threat. I'm not keying about it.
I think someone actually might try to kill him.
For play. That shit is not for play.
No, that's not. No, that's not a play. That is not a play.
Yeah, no, that is something not to play about now, because now it became a rumor to now you even have this motherfucker even like, we may do it. No, they're actively planning to do it. I guarantee you by 2027, late 2027, or even earlier than that, they're going to try to find a way to either corroborate an event to make sure he stays in office, or try to pass a constitutional amendment during that time.
Yep.
One of the fucking two. And I don't want to see that happen, because you even got some kids out here, the only president they know is fucking Trump. That's the scary part. I'm really scared for the Generation Alpha. The only president they know is Trump with a dash of Biden.
Yeah.
Which is, and I want to touch on this too, because now I'm just even thinking about it. To the motherfuckers that didn't want to vote for Kamala, I just want to let y'all know y'all the stupidest motherfuckers on the planet. Let me put this in football terms. Joe Biden was a stopgap quarterback. If you don't know what that is quite literally a quarterback who is put in the offense as a starter to either keep the offense afloat, the offense of the team afloat, or quite literally to fucking tank.
Yep.
Okay. Joe was the guy to keep the country afloat, because before Trump got in office, the bitch was sinking. Damn near, and a recession happened during COVID. Yeah. Right? Motherfuckers dying because this motherfucker's not taking this shit seriously. Joe Biden was voted in to keep the what's the name afloat. He's like that 30-some-year-old quarterback who's on his last legs. Okay? Now, the thing was he was supposed to retire at the end of the season, but he didn't want to fucking retire. He retired too late. Now you have a Malik Willis in the political world of Kamala Harris. And the reason why I use Malik Willis, because I think he did get a bad shake in Tennessee. He didn't have a coach that really believed in him, and they shipped him the fuck off. Third-round pick. Okay? Kamala Harris was that third-round pick that was supposed to get her chance. But because we have a country full of fucking idiots. We decided to re-sign a bad quarterback that put up bad numbers because we desperately need a quarterback. We gave Mark Sanchez a goddamn contract extension. What are we doing here? We gave Trevor Lawrence a max deal. This is quite literally what this is. We gave Trevor Lawrence a max deal. Why the fuck the country wanted to decide to do that? I don't fucking know. Hey, racism got a cost.
Yep.
But quite literally, that was Joe's job to keep the country afloat, and he fucking did that. I'm not saying he did the greatest job in the fucking world, but he was the guy that's supposed to keep the country afloat, and he did that. He did his fucking job. Okay. On top of that, you got Republicans putting out a playbook telling you all the horrible shit they want to do, and y'all thinking that shit is for play, for jokes, for laughs, for giggles. That shit was not for jokes, for play, for giggles. They are quite literally running the 2025 playbook, word for word, bar for fucking bar. And y'all saying, oh, we really think that he was gonna do that, motherfucker. They was telling y'all from the jump.
Tell y'all that shit.
Project 47 was a smokescreen, and y'all ate that shit up. Oh man, it ain't gonna be that bad. It's gonna be like 2020 again, motherfucker. It's worse. I think quite literally this is gonna be the worst decade of my life. Cause we 5 years in now?
Yep.
Yeah, this is right. This shit is on a scale of 1 to 10. This shit is a 2, 1.5. This shit is hot fucking garbage.
Yeah, it's bad.
I don't know, man. It's just very frustrating to see where the country is heading. Like I was telling people at my job, do you know how frustrating it is every day to watch the news? Something pops up, next couple hours, something else pops up. Like this episode is gonna be long as fuck, simply because shit keep happening.
Yeah.
You can't keep up. Like I was making the topics for this one last week, and I had to keep adding to it simply because, god damn, they always doing something new always come out. Like, can y'all give us a break? And I know they're not gonna give us a fucking break. It is what it is. But it's a simple fact. Y'all motherfuckers voted for this. Y'all complaining now. Don't complain. Don't complain. Y'all wanted this, we got it. Now we gotta sit in shit for 4 years. Literal shit. That's what it feels like. I'm sitting in it. I ain't talking about grown person shit. I'm talking about baby shit. That shit is watery.
Yellow, huh? The formula shit. God damn it.
Like this shit is. I don't know. God know you got some thoughts about this shit too.
Yeah. It's just weird because, like, I feel like I understand now how, because like as an American, we've looked at historical events like where countries have taken like swings rightward, like hard right. Countries have that slanted hard right. We look at it from a place of like, thank God we weren't them, or man, it's crazy like that happened to them. But now it's like, damn, like I've seen this playbook before. Yeah. I've seen it happen in Germany. I've seen it happen in Italy. You've seen it happen everywhere, right? And now it's finally coming home.
Yeah. With that, the shit that we made fun of is quite literally our front doorstep. We can't do shit about it.
Yep, and the people who are supposed to protect us are not recognized. They probably recognize they don't care, right? I'm not just talking about the Democrats. I'm talking about politicians in general. Yeah. I think them care, but I think at the same time, some of them don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, no. I do agree with that. I think some people in office just don't give a fuck. They just give a fuck about their bottom line.
Yeah.
And And the reason why I agree with that, not necessarily towards the damn side, I'm talking about just both parties as a whole. Like we see with this tariff shit, right? Now they're talking about, a lot of these politicians was using this opportunity when the stock was dipping to buy a whole bunch of fucking stock. So when it peaked again or when it shot back up, they was able to make money. And I'm like, that should infuriate people.
Yeah.
That should infuriate people. Now, I find it funny with China when it comes to these tariffs. I don't know. You've seen the clip of, I think he worked for the Chinese government, and they was like, well, China is going to use U.S. business. They make a 50%, and the dude with the quickness, he said, "We don't care." Do you know how concerning that is? You have a Chinese diplomat on your TV screen telling you, "We don't give a fuck about America's business. We will do fine without you."
And they're not lying either.
They not lying.
They're
Because
not.
the funny thing I've been seeing on TikTok is these motherfuckers hopping on TikTok and telling people, "Hey, these luxury brands that y'all buy, they don't get made at the places that they say get made at. We make it here. We ship it out. They put a logo on it. Now it's $300, $400. It's $5,000. Hey, you trying to come to China and get some of this shit? You can. We tell you how to do it. Oh, you can go to this site. It costs this much." Like, I even said, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. If I don't get them Asia Wilson shoes next month, DH. I'm not waiting. I've been waiting for them bitches. I was mad when I missed the limited release because they limited release them hoes, and I was mad as fuck I couldn't get them.
Just don't let
But
it
if
rain
I
on them
can't,
motherfuckers. If it rain on them, boy, they done.
don't give a fuck. Hey, I just won't wear them in the rain. Don't care, nigga. The fuck? Like I said, because I know like with you, I think what a lot is if they can't get in their size, I know they will buy a girl size. It still
That's
works.
what I do.
Yeah, cause you
That's
do. But me, no. DH Gate. If I can't get the age with some DH Gate, fuck that. And the crazy thing about it, people have been saying for years, like, yo, the reps and the real shoes are made in the actual same place or the same type of quality. But because either it had a certain defect or whatever, or it's not sold directly through the company, they're fake.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking about it, now I'm wrong. Because, as a kid, you don't really think about the shit. You see fake Nikes and want to clown somebody. But now the grown up, no, I totally get it.
Let me get some.
You're like, hey,
collection DH Gate. Niggas walking out, swear to God, I'm a big ass sneakerhead. Yeah, nigga, I spent all kind of money on these shoes.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, oh, these limited editions, yeah, these $5,000 shoes, nigga. I got these for $50, nigga. DH Gate, nigga. And I'm not, like I said, bro, can they even tell you how to get over through the tariffs? Like they giving game out. And like I said a TikTok earlier this morning, and I was saying that when it comes to this trade shit, China got the high card. They got the high ace.
Yeah.
They got the straight. America is working with a pair, a three of a kind. We ain't really got shit to really leverage. China got all the fucking leverage. And now they're not only that, they're using their citizens to tell you, we don't really need America. You need us.
We need ourselves. What you won't buy, shit. These other countries will, nigga.
Exactly.
You're not our only customer.
I just find this tariff shit is funny. And then I know like last week before our show ended, he announced like the tariff pause or whatever. Just because you pause it doesn't mean the effects haven't already been felt.
Yeah.
Bro, they put 100. What was it? They put 125 tariff on us. 125%.
Them motherfuckers were strategic. Them niggas, oh, y'all want to play? All right.
And I think, thank God, hopefully, somebody got in his ear about it. Like, look, bro, these tariffs ain't it, because you want to cut these bitches out for a little bit till we figure something else out. It's not working. They are not budging. China is not budging. And then, not only that, do you know how bad at international politics you got to be for South Korea, China, and Japan to all link up and say, let's ice these motherfuckers out? Like, I was explaining that to my mom. I said, you have 3 Asian ethnic countries who hate each other on a certain level.
Pure hate.
Especially Japan and China.
Yes.
They hate each other. For them to link up, 3 soft powers in the world that link up and say, let's ice these motherfuckers out, is very fucking telling, and you're horrible at your fucking job. I think Europe is fed up with our shit. To be completely honest, the whole continent of Europe, they just fed up with our shit. I think eventually at a point we're gonna start getting iced out on a lot of shit. In my opinion, we're going to start getting iced out, and all because this orange motherfuckers in the White House can't do his job properly. It's crazy. Shit, man, it is crazy, bro. God, fuck no, I just wish somebody killed this nigga. bro, at this point, you know that scene from Spider-Man 3 when Eddie Brock is praying to God to get rid of Peter Parker in the church? Mm-hmm. That's me. I understand Eddie Brock. Get rid of this nigga. This nigga's fucking up everybody.
Hey, if he was to die, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I would love to do a live stream and just get drunk off my ass.
Nigga, I'm gonna play all the Hispanic music. My nigga. Cause I know he hates Hispanics. He hates Latinos. I'm playing the Bad Bunny. I'm playing the Selena.
Oh my God, this nigga.
Hell, I even play Selena Gomez. I don't give a fuck.
Nigga said Selena Gomez.
Bro, I would just live stream the entire night, bro. This motherfucker just died. And just praise God. Thank you, God, for getting rid of this evil motherfucker. But here's the thing, though. I'm gonna need God to take out 3 people. And the reason why I say 3 people, I don't want to deal with Mike Pence. Not Mike Pence. Fuck. I don't want to deal with the power bottom JD Vance as president.
Damn.
And I don't want to deal with the Speaker of the House, because if I remember correctly, the Speaker of the House is 3rd in line.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't want to deal with those 2. Get rid of them.
Like, goddamn, they asked for a lot, don't you think?
Matter of fact, I think it's 4. Because I think the 4th, who's ever the 4th in line is Treasurer. I think the department. No, I thought it was the Department of Defense.
Maybe. I don't really know.
Who I think the Department of Defense is 4th in line becoming president if once the first 3 die.
Goddamn, bro, that's some Final Destination type shit.
Yeah. Nah. I need the motherfuckers that corroborated the assassination of Abraham Lincoln to enter the bodies of new age human beings and corroborate an assassination attempt on this motherfucker. And this is gonna be like a clip. I'm gonna clip this out the show because this is crazy to say. Yeah. But a lot of people don't know when it came to Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln wasn't just the only person that's supposed to die tonight. Okay, they were supposed to take out the Department of War or whatever. They were supposed to take out the Vice President and I think the Treasurer. Okay, Speaker of the House. So they get rid of 5. They're supposed to get rid of 5 people that night. They only got rid of 1. They got rid of the main guy.
Yeah.
Do I wish they also got rid of Andrew Jackson as well, or Andrew Johnson as well? Yes, 100%. That motherfucker deserved to go to evil human being. But it's a simple fact. But yeah, he got to get the fuck up out of here. Any means necessary at this point. This episode was kind of long for sure. Minute 38. It's been a minute since we hit minute 38. Almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
On the show. But yeah, thank y'all for listening.
Appreciate
and I know that we sound defeated as well. This is a lot of information to go through, y'all. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand how much we gotta read and gotta keep up with and trying to inform y'all and talk about certain topics and shit.
And maybe when the draft comes around, we'll have some good shit to talk about because the draft, but
yeah,
negative.
Probably next we're not touching politics this week. It's NFL draft week.
Yeah.
What was y'all talking about?
Because y'all talking about.
So the next few I'm gonna let the audience know the next few content that y'all get from us is going to be strictly about the NFL draft. We are not talking politics. We are taking a fucking break.
Unless Trump dies.
Unless he dies, then cue up Party in USA by Miley Cyrus. Other than that, it is strictly NFL draft week. We got some great content planned out for y'all for next week that we got to start recording this shit.
Yep.
But yeah, thank y'all for listening. We gonna call this episode, I think, Welcome to SuperJail. Welcome to SuperJail. Welcome to SuperJail, y'all. So thank y'all for listening.
Thank y'all. Have a nice day, y'all. Peace.
That's a wrap for this episode of Gridiron to Capitol Hill. Thanks for tuning in and being part of the conversation where sports and politics collide. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook for more. Until next time, keep the game strong on and off the field. See you soon.